Bon dia, and welcome to Move to Portugal Daily, episode 123, 2026-05-08. I'm Mateus Costa with the Portuguese Pride Network. In the next 10 minutes, I'll give you exactly what you need on From Golden Visa to Permanent Portugal, a 5-year exit plan with taxes, property moves, and visa switches. Let's run the numbers. Picture this. You're on a sunlit Lisbon balcony, a coffee in hand, looking at the apartment you bought for the Golden Visa. Layers of paperwork sit on the table, CEF appointment letters, your tax documents, the property deed, and a single question presses in. Do you sell now, keep renting, or switch visas and plant roots? The decisions you make in the next 5 years will shape whether that property becomes a lifelong home, a taxed sale, or a continued rental income stream that supports permanent residency. Here's the promise. In about 9 minutes, I'll give you a clear 5-year timeline, 3 decision points with real euro figures, and a 1-page checklist you can use to avoid tax traps and bureaucratic delays. You'll get concrete ranges, rental budgets, likely sale costs, and the moments to lock your residency paperwork so you don't lose eligibility. This is practical regional guidance for Lisbon, Porto, and the Algarve. Main point 1. Years 0 to 2. Stabilize your residency and build the document stack. Your first priority when you arrive on a Golden Visa is to confirm your CEF appointments and keep proof of residence. If you're evaluating short-term rental versus keeping the property for yourself, use these sample budgets. In Lisbon and Porto, expect interim rental costs around 1,200 to 1,800 euros per month. In the Algarve, you might find 800 to 1,400 euros per month, depending on seasonality and location. If your plan is to switch to a D7 later, start locking an address early. CEF and D7 both require consistent proof of address and a stable income declaration or bank statements showing passive income or pensions. Keep a single organized folder, digital and physical, containing your passport copies, criminal record, proof of health insurance, rental contract or property deed, and bank statements. That simple folder reduces delays and helps you meet CEF windows on time. A quick practical note on short-term rentals. Many Golden Visa properties are in tourist areas and can command good cash flow. But remember the administrative cost of managing short lets and the potential for seasonal vacancy. If you're in Lisbon, count on higher rents, but also higher management fees. In Porto, demand is steady and slightly lower cost. In the Algarve, seasonality matters more. Factor management at 15% to 25% of gross rental revenue into your calculations. Main point 2. Years 2 to 4. Set your tax posture and watch NHR and IFAC rules. This is where many investors trip up. Selling a property in the 300,000 euro to 1 million euro range typically results in combined taxes and fees of roughly 10,000 euro to 35,000 euro. That includes municipal property transfer taxes, stamp duty, realtor commission, and potential capital gains tax depending on your residency and how long you've held the asset. These are ranges. Get an accountant's quote for your exact case. If you're eligible for NHR, non-habitual residency, and timing matters, the usual pattern is to start NHR as early as possible after establishing tax residency. But a sale can trigger taxable events that change your benefit calculations. For example, if you sell and realize a gain while under NHR, you may face unexpected tax exposure depending on the source of the gain and your prior tax residence. Coordinate the sale date and NHR registration with your tax advisor so you avoid overlapping obligations. IFAC, the Property, Wealth, and Income Framework, can also catch owners by surprise, particularly non-resident sellers who later become tax residents. Plan liquidity for the potential 10K to 35K sale costs and schedule a pre-sale tax estimate with your accountant at least 3 months before listing. That gives you time to consider warranty clauses in your contract and to use escrow timing effectively. Now, main point 3, years 4 to 5, exit choices. At this stage, you face three practical options: sell, keep and rent, or transfer ownership inside a family structure. Each has different timings for citizenship eligibility and residency conversion. Option 1. Sell. In Lisbon, a sale often returns strong demand, but remember, municipal IMT and stamp duties. Typical combined transaction costs are the ranges I mentioned. Option 2. Keep and rent. This can preserve a path to citizenship if you maintain residency requirements, but you'll need to document physical presence and tax filings. Option 3. Transfer ownership to a family member or corporate vehicle. This can reduce immediate personal exposure, but introduces inheritance and corporate taxes and must be prepared in advance with legal advice. Real examples. A Lisbon investor who sold a $600,000 apartment in year 4 typically budgeted $20,000 to $25,000 for taxes and fees, and used the sale timing to finalize NHR registration the following tax year. An Algarve investor chose to keep the property, renting short-term through summer and using long-term contracts off-season. That investor had to track days in Portugal closely to secure citizenship eligibility at year 5. Porto investors often find a middle ground, stable rental demand and lower volatility than coastal Algarve. Action steps, a 6-step execution checklist to follow now. 1. Create your relocation folder: passports, deeds, SEF receipts, tax documents. 2. Run a tax pre-check with a Portuguese accountant. Get a written estimate for sale tax exposure. 3. Instruct a vetted realtor and set escrow terms that align sale closing with your SEF and bank needs. 4. Schedule SEF appointments early. Work from the date you plan to change visa status. 5. Secure bank statements and proof of income or passive income for D7 or NHR. 6. Book a lawyer review of any sales contract at least 30 days before signing. 5 common mistakes to avoid. 1. Ignoring the timing between the sale date and tax residency registration. 2. Under-budgeting for combined transaction costs. Failing to keep continuous proof of address for SEF and D7. Relying solely on informal advice instead of a Portuguese qualified accountant and lawyer. 5. Letting seasonality destroy cash flow assumptions if you depend on short-term rentals. Avoid these, and your transition will be far smoother. Listener question: how to time a sale with an NHR application? Short answer: don't close the sale until you've confirmed the tax residency start date with your accountant. If you become tax resident before the sale, different tax rules may apply than if you sell while non-resident. A practical tip: aim to align closing within the same tax year you register NHR, and request a written opinion from your accountant that you can show your notary and realtor. That paperwork reduces surprises at closing. Final practical checklist recap. One page you should download: Golden Visa Exit Checklist. It bundles the 6-step execution list, the 5 common mistakes, sample euro ranges for sale costs, 10K to 35K, and sample interim rental budgets, 800 to 1800 euros per month for Lisbon, Porto, and the Algarve. Download it, share with your accountant and lawyer, and use it to time SEF, sales closings, and NHR registration. To download the one-page Golden Visa Exit Checklist, visit PortuguesePrideNetwork.com and click the Resources menu. If this episode helped you, subscribe on YouTube and follow in your favorite podcast app for daily practical updates. You'll find region-specific guides for Lisbon, Porto, and the Algarve. No hype, just steps you can take this week. That's your move today. That's your move for today. If this helped, hit subscribe on YouTube and follow on your favorite podcast app. For more information, visit nomadlifesuccess.com. This is Mateus Costa. Saúde, and I'll see you tomorrow.